I honestly don't know why we were put on this earth and why are we surrounded by so much evil and wickedness and so much pain and agony. I had somebody tell me that, you know, the Gnosticism, they feel like it's a trap like any other religion. And I understand that. But to me, Gnosticism is the only thing that makes more sense. And Gnosticism was actually ostracized from religion. If you look into the history of Gnosticism, which few people do, you look into the history and see how all the churches and all the religious factions, they targeted anybody talking about how the God of this world is not the real God, and we contain divine sparks, and we live in a wicked world that's designed to loose us. It's designed to put us in dangerous, evil situations in order to scare us, in order to harass us, because our souls release this energy that these evil entities and beings feed off of. You can go into Indian mythology, you can go into hell, even Roman mythology, British mythology, Celtic mythology, Irish mythology, German mythology. All the European mythologies all talk about beings or entities that feed off your negative energy. And they have different names, they have different shapes and sizes of them. But to me, it's just, I'm not saying that Gnosticism's a million percent right, or it's just it contains all the truth and all the knowledge. All I'm saying is that that's the only thing that makes sense to me. That we live in a hell realm that's designed to torture us, that's designed to break us, that's designed to make us go crazy, and it's done by an evil God who should never been created in the first place. That makes more sense to me than if you read the Bible and what it talks about, because that Bible, bro, it shows you a malicious, sadistic, twisted God. A God that doesn't care about empathy or compassion. A God that always wants you kissing his ass all the time. Always wants you bound on your knees while he gives you nothing. While you suffer. This God sees your suffering. He knows your thoughts. Yeah, he does everything to make sure your worst fears come upon you. I'm living my worst fears in life right now. Homeless, old, with nothing. You know, my birthday was today, and what does that mean at the end of the day? 35 years old, homeless, no car, no job, no girl, nothing but my ability to rap, make music, nothing but my ability to make little beats, nothing but my ability to write little books, nothing but my natural abilities and propensities that I have to create. And it's absolutely brutal when you realize that this life is all about money, power, and status. And a lot of us, even the old people at my age, when you don't have that look, it pretty much defines your whole entire life. When you don't have a certain look, we don't have a certain type of advantage in this world. And that's one thing that I can't stand about this world. You can live on the same planet with people, yet you can have multiple different experiences. Hell, you can live in the same household as somebody and have two different experiences, because this world is all designed on looks, and it's customized for each one of us. Like, each one of our pain is customized. It's customizable. You ever notice that certain events happen in your life that the way that they happen is designed to piss you off. The way that they happen is designed to just break you down. It's all orchestrated, man. It's not nothing just made up. I understand most people don't believe in fantasy and stuff like that. They don't believe what you call fantasy, but you have to understand this. Fantasy is fiction. All the stuff you see in the fantasy crap, they exist. People are not just making it up. You have old Irish tales of elves. You have old, tales around the world of mischievous, devious, psychotic entities that live in the forest, that live underground, that live in ancient ruins. People hear random footsteps. People have ghost experiences in their room. There's something there, but it's not being talked about by the public, right? The public seems to have these experiences, but they can't confirm it unless the government confirms it. That's one thing I can't stand about the public, is that the public, like, you can be a quote unquote conspiracy theorist. You can be talking about stuff for a long time, right? You can be talking about, all your supernatural experiences. You can be talking about that for a long time. And all of a sudden, when the government comes and confirms it, everybody wants to believe it. Like everybody's talking about Epstein type stuff for years, you know. No one wanted to believe it. Oh, that's that Illuminati stuff. Oh, that's make believe. There's no such thing. How can that many people, stay silent if that was really going on? Blah blah blah. Oh, that never's going to happen. No, it's just make believe. That's all made up. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, really? Well, do you see it now? Is it make believe now when the government actually has, like, does the government has to hold your hand and hand you files, and so you can see, so you can believe the truth? If you can't use your mind and think, how do you expect to? How do you expect to even evolve spiritually if you can't really, like, if people have to hand feed you knowledge and information? You're not going to get very far in the world if people have to hand feed you information, because the most goodest things in life are not hand fed to you. Like right now, I'm learning about, well, I don't want to say it, but I'm learning about certain things, right? Like how you can make money in alternative ways, right? And there's a whole world out there. There's kids that are like, they're younger than 25. I'm talking about kids between the ages of like 17 to like 23. And these kids are making hella bank. Like they're making over $25,000 a month. Whether it's playing video games online, whether it's like doing little animations, whether it's like learning AI and coding, they're making all this wealth right now, just from doing what they love. And that's inspiring. It's inspiring. And I just wish I was younger. I wish I was younger, even though I know that because how this world is ran, the evil damn demiurge is going to make sure that I go through hell. It's going to make sure I go through the pain. At first, I didn't want to believe it either, guys. I didn't want to believe that there's some evil God sitting on the throne ruling. I want to believe that all this doesn't make any sense. It's just chaos. But the world's too carefully crafted for it to just be random. You don't just walk into the woods and randomly find a mansion. You don't just walk around town and then randomly come upon a zombie apocalypse. That stuff has to happen. There's preliminary things that have to take place, right? You don't just walk around and boom, I'm in the middle of the city. And, oh my God, it's a zombie apocalypse. Everybody's turning to a zombie now. It doesn't happen that way, right? There's things that have to come. That there has to be a secret base in order to build the zombie virus. You need scientists and technicians to create it. You got preliminary trials, preliminary testing. You have all these before it's released. So when we see society and when we look at this world, we have to understand that we're getting a very filtered view of the world. And plus, we have to understand that the Vatican has a private library that they refuse to even acknowledge. They don't tell people about a Vatican library. Like there's a thing called the Vatican Library, right? And in that Vatican library, they have all sorts of books, all sorts of ancient magical artifacts, all types of things that they'll never tell the public, because they don't, because what they told you officially, it will counteract what they told you officially, because officially they lied to you. That's why people talk about giants and stuff like that. They think you're crazy, even though you find bones of giants in almost every continent, right? Entire underground cities that are buried, that have giant bones, and hell, probably some giants still living now. But you'll never hear about this and never know about this. And then the elites who run the world, they know about these secrets and mysteries. They know there's ways that they can send certain frequencies to your mind and control it. They know that there's healing energies and healing frequencies. You can turn to a certain frequency, and that frequency can start healing your womb. It can start healing your mind and healing your spirit. They know this. This is why they make music at certain frequencies to control you. And then when I say this, people think I sound crazy, but they've never done research. They've never read Mind War by Michael Aquino. They don't even know who Michael Aquino even is. Somebody that blatantly admitted to Satanism and who's promoted to like a damn command general, a damn general in the United States Army, when he openly admitted to Satanism, right? So you live in a world that's very deceptive. And that's another thing, is like whoever created this world is very deceptive. They're not transparent. They have no clarity. They always want to look at us like we're some problem. It's just not a good world, bro, honestly. And it really sickens me and gets on my nerves, honestly, to be trapped in a world like this, to be trapped in a world of deception, to be trapped in a realm where it doesn't matter how hard you try, because you trying hard really doesn't mean nothing in the end. You trying hard, it means shit. Because there's so many things in your life that has to go right in order for you to live that life that you truly want. There's so many things that have to go right. And all I'm seeing is things going wrong. It's like, how am I expected to be successful when I have nobody helping me? Where I have to start at a 9 to 5 job that pays minimum wage. How do you expect me to become wealthy and successful? I should already have a base of wealth already. You know, somebody my age and even younger, you should already have some type of side hustle like some type of asset that's providing you some type of money while you sleep. The goal is to make money while you sleep, not to always make money when you're awake. That's not how you get rich. You get rich by making money while you're asleep. And I learned that from a music producer. You know, he told me he spent the month making like hundreds of beats, and he said the whole purpose is because he's going to take the next 3 months off because he's got a newborn daughter. So he said he's going to grind for the next couple of months, make hundreds of beats, and then have him pretty much. He already had money anyway, so it wasn't like life or death for him. He already had money, but he said that he grinded out those beats so that way he'll have, assets that appreciate in value over time, and he sells beats pretty frequently. So when his daughter's born, he already has lots of money, and he wants to take those first 3 months to be with his daughter. And plus, his job is he makes beats all day, so really he doesn't have to go to a 9 to 5 physically. It's just he wants to make sure those first 3 months he's focused on his newborn. And it's probably gonna take longer than that. But when I see that freedom people have, when they're able to make the right type of money in the right type of field that they're good in, it's like you can take a butcher and then tell him to be a surgeon, and it's like, he may not be the best surgeon because he's used to butchering animals, He's not used to actually carefully doing surgeries, And it's like taking somebody who's the first time they went hunting with their grandfather and they took a wild deer, like that was his first time he ever even held a firearm. You can't expect him to throw him in a situation like, Stalingrad, or throw him in a situation like the Battle of the Bulge, and expect him to just be, John Wick. But this world will throw you into an environment where you have no power. You don't even know where you're at half the time. You're trapped by all your enemies. You're trapped by spies. You're trapped by assassins. You're trapped by everything that's trying to break you, everything that's trying to darken you, everything that's trying to take you down. You're trapped by. And it's absolutely brutal. It's absolutely 100% brutal. I really don't understand why we can't just do what we love for a living. Why is that? Like you ever feel like it's such a problem when we want to do something that we love for a living? Like it's such a problem. Like somebody or something has a problem with that. It has a problem with us doing what we love for a living. Like we have to do what it wants, or we're punished. If you don't do exactly what this entity wants, if you don't do exactly what this being wants, then you be punished. You be broken down and you be trapped. That doesn't seem right to me. Like this whole existence seems like it's meant to punish you. That's why I say the closest thing that I personally believe in is the Gnosticism. I'm not saying everything's right because it still holds in that story. Like how can the spirit of Sophia, who's supposed to be the spirit of wisdom, how was she able to create an evil being like Yaldabaoth in the first place? And how come she didn't just destroy him in the first place? And some of the older Gnostic texts, it talks about how because, Yaldabaoth has a piece of divinity inside of him that comes from her, and it's like extremely difficult to eliminate and all that. But I call that, to me, that's a hole in it, But I'm saying the one thing I do agree with when it comes to the Gnostic text is that whatever being that created this realm that we currently in is evil as hell. It's a wicked, sadistic, evil being. Why would you create humans and put them in a body where all we feel is suffering and pain? Is there some joy? Of course, there's a little joy here and there, but those joy usually comes from illicit substances. Maybe some alcohol, maybe a little Mary Jane to the brain, maybe playing a video game. It's always something that's detrimental to your body, because playing video games for a long time messes up with your eyesight for some people. Eating like your favorite cake or your favorite pie, there's always some chemical composition that can cause cancer inside of there. So it's very difficult. It's just brutal. It's like, this is not the way, this is not the way to live life. This is not a way to be happy. It's really not. But it's a way, but we're forced into this position. Sometimes I just feel like I wish I had a fucking genie. I wish I had a fairy or a fae spirit. I wish I had a djinn, and I can just tell him my wishes. And my wish right now would be to have a lot of fucking money, because money buys, I don't care what anybody says. To me, money will buy me peace. It may not buy 100% happiness, but it will buy me peace and tranquility. And right now, I value my peace. I want to be at a place where I'm in control, where I ain't got to deal with nobody's shit. I want to be able to smoke weed when I want. I want to be able to wank off when I want. Hey, I want to be able to have a woman. Forget the wanking off. I want a real live breathing woman, right? I want to feel what it feels like to really be in charge. This is why I dream of making my own, I wish I could have my own colony. I can go to the moon, or not this moon nearby, but like a far off moon in another star system. And I wish I could just start over. I wish I could just start something from scratch, bro. Because this world that we live in, bro, it's really designed to make you miserable, make you sick, and make you destitute. It's not designed for you to be healthy. It's not designed for you to be wealthy. And it's not designed for you to ever really thrive and achieve certain things. This world is literally bent on your destruction, literally. And it's absolutely brutal. How are we supposed to even thrive in a world like this where everything's against you? Everything's turning against you to make you the bad guy, when all you're doing is trying to survive. You're just trying to stay alive and trying to thrive. But this world doesn't give a damn. This world doesn't care. And then what makes it even worse is the people you're around, the people you're surrounded by. I don't have anybody in my life trying to help me. I have everybody who just ignores my pain. They ignore what I'm going through psychologically. They offer no support. They just, hey, just go out there and, here's a stick, go out there and fight the world and you'll be okay. It's like, really? A guy who's old, a guy who has no really, who I need to get some type of mental disability, because I just can't be around normies, bro. I'm managing being around normies for 8 hours every day, listening to their pointless conversations, being around their pointless arguments, being around their pointless phallus measuring contests, having an asshole boss who I know I'm smarter than. He doesn't know history. He doesn't know secret knowledge, occult knowledge. He doesn't know nothing. All he knows is to be an ass. And I got to take orders from this person. There's that one guy, I watched his channel. His name's Joey the Gypsy. He has a channel where he pretty much lives inside of his car, and he's pretty much been homeless for a while, but he's been surviving. He's been thriving, and he's been doing his thing. And he was talking about that, how he just can't take somebody who he doesn't really respect giving him orders, Yeah, lots of men, millions of men have to swallow that and go through it. So how are you supposed to, so is that what manning up is? Oh, you got to man up. Okay, so that means you got to be a servant. No, the real man up is doing what Julius Caesar did, doing what Alexander the Great did, build a massive, mighty, powerful army, and then start conquering nations. That's what manning up is. Manning up is not being somebody's servant and being somebody's slave to the grave. No, I don't care what anybody says, bro. This whole world is bull crap, and this whole world is bullshit. Sometimes I wonder, though, why were we truly put here on this world for real? Someone give me an answer. All these religious nuts, they can't even see that the God they worship is evil. If you can't even, okay, look at the Epstein files. You can see that's clearly evil. Now look at the God of the Bible. It's blatant. It's billions of people have seen it. You've seen him, how he cast away Israel every time, how he has these petty rules and petty things. How God can get angry with you. Why would a loving, caring God get angry with you? Like, do you get angry at a newborn baby for crying? And especially if it's true that every time that we pass away, we get loosed, we get loose farmed, we get harvested, we get mind wiped. If all that shit is true, then how is this world to teach? Some people say this life is a school. It's supposed to teach you. What is there to teach us? Why does God just like when we create artificial intelligence or robots, we just put the intelligence and all the knowledge inside of us and create us that way, right? Why do we have to learn certain things? And we got to learn it through pain and agony. It doesn't make any sense. What are you trying to build, right? This God allows all type of decrepit monsters and creatures to roam freely, yet he doesn't destroy them. There was even one time in the Bible, I forgot which damn verse, but look it up, where pretty much, I think was it the devil? It was somebody who's talking to this God, and this God, he was going to send a lot more, he was going to send a lot more demons in hell, but this one demon was talking to this evil God, and he's like, no, we got to leave some demons around so that way we can lead men astray and take them to hell or whatever. And I'm thinking, and then this guy's like, oh, okay, that makes sense pretty much, and just let it go. Just type in what I'm saying, and you will find the chapter and verse or whatever. Just came up the top of my head right now, just thought about it. But that shit goes, that goes to show you, bro. That goes to show you that there's something really taking a sick pleasure out of seeing us being in torment, out of seeing us being in destruction and corruption, out of seeing us just being messed up in this world and messed up in this life. I don't take pleasure into going through pain every day. I don't take pleasure in being attacked and being, pretty much being attacked at all angles. Like, what do we have to live for in this point? My dream, like, I think sometimes for some people, how can I say this? There's alternate methods of existence. Now, and I'll let you read between the lines of that. Just remember when Futurama had that one episode when Fry first met Bender, and they went inside that booth, and that's all I'll say. And if you watch Futurama, you know what I'm talking about. But you know how YouTube is, so yeah. But there's a certain booth you can go into, and it can just neutralize your complications instantaneously, if you want to put it that way, right? So yeah, man, I don't know. It's like, why can I be happy? I see so many young people. They're able to make a YouTube. They're able to sell their beats. They're able to sell their books. They're able to sell all these type of. They even sell fucking courses, and they're making tens of thousands of dollars a month doing what they love. But it's like people want to see me lose. A lot of times. That's what I feel like. And those people that like me want to see me win and all that, and that's what's up. But it's like the God or the creator of this world, he's the one that wants to see me really lose and wants to see me downtrodden and defeated and destroyed in this worthless void with no purpose. Like, he wants to see me break. He wants to see me broken down. He doesn't want to see me thriving and surviving. Right? That should tell you something right there, what this world is really about. When your whole life, all you ever dreamed of was just having some type of success, having some type of something. And this world just breaks you down. And people always say, I don't do nothing in my life. I don't do nothing all day. I want to rap and make music, motherfucker. And none of you motherfuckers helped me. None of you niggas knew, none of you people knew, who I like. None of you people knew anybody that could have helped me get into a good position, is what I'm trying to say, man. And I just want to be successful. I just want to be in a position of power, wealth, and influence. Not in a position where I'm always under somebody else's authority and seniority. I'm always going through it. I'm always stressed. I'm always depressed. I'm always this. I'm always that. It gets very annoying very quickly at times. And that's all I'll say.